in 2008, when it was his first term. He served on his second term in 2012. He served 6 years in the Missouri U.S. Senate, and he served 4 terms as the Attorney General. Governor Nixon is also a supporter of early education. He's visiting us today to talk about good schools and good jobs. At this time, please give a warm welcome to our good Governor, Jay Nixon.
Thank you, Dr. Rubin. Now, I'm going to talk for about 6 or 7 minutes today. Seems pretty short, and I'll take some questions. So you don't have to suffer too long with me today. It is certainly a pleasure to be back home. It's just, I'll have to tell you, I mean, just traveling around this great town, this great area, just so many incredible memories of how the formulation of a deep sense of public service comes from right here. Now, there's no saying the governor's goal where good things are happening. So I'm not here by accident. I'm not here to just my hometown. I'm here because there's good things going on in this school. When I say that, what do I mean? Well, we grade schools as a state. We watch real carefully and we make sure that what's going on in the school. And we have a whole new way to do that. And this school district, higher than average, way higher than average graduation rate, way higher than average ACT rate, so smarter, and way higher than average rate of folks going to college. Those are the 3 markers that we're looking at. Make sure young folks go to school, that they take rigorous work, and that they continue their education their entire life. Those are the things we look at. Now, the second reason I'm here is that as hard as you're working, as hard as the challenging sometimes it is, I'm here to warn you that it's going to get tougher. Okay? When I was a student here at Soto, I competed with students across the hall. Maybe on weekends against some folks from Hillsborough, Festus, and some sporting event. When I went to the zoo, I competed with students across the campus. When I became a lawyer and came back home here, I competed with other lawyers around the state. But today, for you all, when you graduate, the competition for the jobs of the future is no longer local or regional or even national. It's international. And I see that time and time again. Just this week, I was over by Kansas City, where a Canadian company was investing $60 million to build parts that are going to go to make vehicles in Kansas. Now, this company already has plans in 8 different countries. They can put that investment anywhere. And when I sit down with them and I'm trying to negotiate the deal to get them to invest here and add 300 jobs to our economy, good paying jobs, plus engineering jobs, design jobs. It wasn't my stunning personality that won that for us or some sort of tax breaks I gave them. What won for us is that they know Missourians show up early, stay late, pay training, and ready to compete. We have a good education system. Okay, that's the difference we bring to the table. That here in the heartland, especially in the Show Me State, we're ready to move forward. What other things can I tell you to show you the same thing? Not once, not just last year, but the last 2 years, Missouri's been the leading, #1 in the nation in 2 things that I'm going to talk about here. #1 in a lot of other things. #1, we've had the greatest increase of technology jobs of any state in the country in 2 years in a row. Missouri. Okay? And #2, we've had the lowest increase in tuition at our 2- and 4-year colleges of any state in the country. You know, those two are connected. If we make it cost effective for you all to get education, then you get better jobs. And that's why we're here on what I'm calling good schools mean good jobs. Worldwide economy, additional rigor, but to create good jobs, we need schools. So how do we make sure that more communities across our state have good schools and how schools like this will be even better? First, we have clear goals and higher expectations. We're going to challenge them. And I want to thank the school district here for embracing MSF5, zero learning standards, and embracing this. Second of all, we need new technology. I mean, the world we live in is the technology world, and we're going to have to get more and more resources to make sure we got that. And the other thing we got to have, money. No, it's not free. It's just not. And so in the state of Missouri, everybody's dealing with this Council for Education, the way that the state gives money to local schools is everybody pays their taxes, it comes to Jefferson City. And then we have this mathematical formula called the finance formula for our state, the foundation formula. And And what it's designed to do is make sure students everywhere in the state have a quality economic opportunity. So in districts that have a real high assessed valuation, a lot of local property taxes, just a little money, and average ones gives them some, lower assessed does it. Well, anyway, the state, we're not meeting our goal. We have not fully funded that formula. We need to do that. That's why I asked the legislature to do that. There's halfway there this year, $270 million, and another half next year. And guess what? That would mean $2.4 million more in this district to make you where you ought to be. $2.4 million, bottom line. And it would be used, I'll teach you, I'll technology, I'll enhance things. Okay? That's our goal, is to make sure we fully fund that formula. Unfortunately, there are some people out there that don't want to do that. They want to make up excuses not to do that, and they want to do other things with their money. Well, that's not me. I think we should live up to that commitment. There's some folks who want to have some big tax cut, all that sort of stuff. You know, I've cut taxes before as governor, that's not what we're here to discuss. What we're here to discuss is living up to the promise that we made in 2005 when we passed the foundation formula, and we're now finally arranged to have enough money because the economy's coming back to get that done. So I don't want to take $620 million out. I want to put that money into our economy and put it in place to make the biggest difference. Now, last slide. The ones that are talking about cutting taxes aren't really anything to protect schools. And if you are going to cut taxes, then you should still protect schools. Just that simple. Early in the year, I had negotiations with the senator to work that out. So say, if you want to cut taxes, that's fine. We got to have a provision in this bill that says we'll guarantee fully funded formula. So we drafted it, we agreed to it, we put it in the first version of the bill. Guess what? The one somebody does now, it doesn't have that in it. So when folks out there in the legislature tell you they're trying to keep up with that, we don't worry, educate, we'll be okay. They should have left that provision so we can guarantee it. Since they did, everybody should be very, very concerned. Now, last piece of my presentation. None of the things that I've had in my life, and none of the things and opportunities that you have right now, will be possible for these people behind us, and the teachers and staff here at the Soto. It's a high calling to be involved in public education. It's a high calling to be a teacher. It's a difficult job to be a board member. It's a significant responsibility they have as a community. I want to tell you, I thank each of them and value what they've done. Students, you can't repay all these teachers for what they're investing in you, but I urge you to try. Because there is no investment that will have a greater impact on your quality of life and the future of this nation than the one you make right now in your education. The education you're receiving will give you tremendous opportunities, but it's up to you to seize them. That's why I call on each of you to use all that you learn inside and outside the classroom to empower yourself to achieve and find your own unique voice. Use your education to build a solid path to college or a career you love. Use it to build strong families, vibrant communities, and a more prosperous state. Use it to build a just and secure nation and a stable and peaceful world. Do that and then just get a good job and make your parents proud of your honoring your legacy, the Spanish generation, a tradition of dignity, art, and history, for a greater opportunity for all Americans. Now, I've talked long enough. I'm going to take some questions. I see folks lined up here with questions. I will be glad to answer the cross-examination of your speakers. All right.
Hello, my name is Sarah Holmes, and I'm the president of the Student Council. My question for you is, what would you like to see happen for the DeSoto School District and other school districts around the state?
Our plan is threefold. First of all, I think we need to expand preschool opportunities in Missouri so more kids are ready to learn to kindergarten. If we can get more preschool opportunities, it really help. Number two, we need to fund the formula so we can guarantee that people that take education and career in any way. One thing I can tell you about all these teachers, they're not overpaid. Okay? I may not know everything about all of them, but I guarantee you, people that teach public education and career day one, they're making a financial commitment for their life. And we need to, as a society, value people who take out public education and career, so we need to fully fund the formula. Number three, everybody needs to think about taking more rigorous classes in high school, and you also need to try to get as much dual enrollment and potentially AP classes as you can in high school. You need to be going to college while you're going to high school if you can. And with Jeff Cole right here, and Zoo, and Umsel this close, and there's great opportunities. So we want to go to preschool, we want really to be able to afford to get the best and brightest to continue to teach and to take that as a career, and we want more students taking more challenging curriculum and getting to along. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm Grant Keller, Vice President of Student Council. What do you think has been your greatest achievement so far in all this?
If he said, what's one of my greatest achievement? I have seen people in very difficult situations. But I would say, and I try to do a lot of things, but two things kind of stick to me. Number one will sound a little odd because people don't talk about it very much. My mom, before she passed, was a learning disability teacher. And I've been involved in special education things all my life. And this year, when I took over as governor, the waiting list for services for people that are developmentally disabled in this state, especially those beyond the age of 18, who need work hardening opportunities, 7.5 years. And by the end of this year, that waiting list will be down to 0. So people that are developmental disability are going to get the services they need in the state. I'm very, 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 very proud of that. And it's hopefully honest legacy of my mom, who is deeply committed to making sure that whatever your challenges are, it did not limit your opportunities. So I'm pretty proud of that. The second thing I talked about seeing people in difficult times. In 2011 in this state, you had a tornado at the St. Louis airport. You had the largest snowstorm in the history of the state because it's closed by 70. You had a flood by about 68 levees in northwest Missouri. You had the Corps of Engineers blow up the levee down in Bird's Point and flood out half the county. And you had a Joplin get a tornado that killed 161 people, put 1,100 people in hospitals, and wiped out 7,500 houses. Okay. All that happened in the same year. And and I was involved in the response to all of that. Down in Joplin, we managed 405 law enforcement agencies at the same time that were responding to that. And today, that town's being rebuilt starting in August of this year, and we're working with brand new high schools. So I would think that some of the things we did when we had natural disasters, where Missouri's came together, and I was able to play a little bit of a role to keep people working together, and keep people in Missouri. Pretty proud of the work that we all did together as Missourians to be tough and strong. Anybody else have a question? Anybody? All right, I know I got a hard back next to that. This will sound trite to stand here as a high school graduate from Soto, but there's just two things I want to tell you before I leave. Number one, go home and your mom and dad ask you tonight, who was there, and you say, some Nixon guy, and they say, well, what did he say? Tell them that, and look at your parents and mom and dad, look in the eye, and tell them, the governor said that school is harder now for us than it was when he was here. Okay? And it's harder for us than it was mom and dad when we were here. And you know what? You're right, and your parents are wrong. It is hard. Okay? On purpose. And it's going to get hard. That's number one. We're going to make it rigorous, so we got out of it. The second thing is, you can be what you want to be. People get held down by other people's expectations and not by their own. People get limited by what other people say about what they feel about themselves. And I guarantee you that these teachers, this administration, and this board are doing everything within their power to make sure you have as good education as anybody in the world. And they will do what it takes to make sure that happens. So the future, your future, is 100% in your hands to mold